Hello everybody, this is a little Cotoneaster I've had it for many years. It doesn't follow the rules of bonsai in many ways. It has what many people would think of as a pretty rubbish nibari, but what it does have going for it is some fabulous taper, some nice movement. I always say, and unless you're a Trekkie, this won't mean much to you, but Google the starship Voyager. This tree often reminds me of the starship Voyager, but obviously with only one engine. But yeah, I'm going to repot it today. If this label ever told me when it had been repotted, it's long gone. There's nothing legible written on there anymore. So, but I'm fairly certain it's not been repotted in the last 3 years, and it definitely needs it now. So let's get it out of the pot. Well, that went remarkably easily. The pot's not too disgustingly dirty. A quick wipe over will suffice. Let's take the worst of the weathering off it. Some of the algae. It's better. Okay, give you a quick close-up of the nibari. It's by no means a classical nibari. Roots go all over the place. It wouldn't go down well in any kind of classical bonsai show, that's for sure, but I didn't know any better when I first started growing this tree probably 25 years ago. And yeah, I've had some of my trees that long. Most of my collection, and if you've seen my tour of the benches videos, you'll know I've got a lot of trees, but most of my trees are actually I've only acquired in the last 6 or 7 years, but some I've had 30 years, 25 years easily, and yeah, my midlife crisis, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to just reduce this root ball by about 1/3, to give this tree room to breathe and get its roots into fresh and goodness, and get it back into the pot. That's better. Okay, so that's as simple as that. Yeah, there is no magic involved in bonsai and root pruning, etc. Despite what some people, usually non-bonsai people, will tell you, it's not a cruel practice. The trees will outlive their counterparts in nature simply because they're more able to feed themselves, get the moisture and water that they need, and generally live happy, I believe. Controlled release fertilizer, which I'm getting near the bottom of the pack. Getting all bit of it off in the bottom there. Give these roots something to grow out into. And then, because the tree is leaning over towards the left, I'm going to try and pot it over a bit more to the... No, leaning over to the right, what am I saying? Try and get it a little more over to the left in the pot. I still need to leave a little bit of room. I'm actually going to take a little bit more off, I think. There's another big old root there going right round. As I say, by taking out these big chunky pieces, it'll grow out feeder roots closer to the tree, which means in the long run the tree has to work less hard to get its nutrients and water, etc. Think about a tree in the wild questing its roots out as far as it needs to. If it shoots them out, you know, approximately the width of its crown, they say that the roots go out to just beyond the drip line. So on a big old oak, those roots have got a fair way from the feeder roots at the end back to the tree to transport the feed, whereas a bonsai hasn't got to transfer or transport things that far really. There we go. So that's that. Now I'm not going to give it a huge amount of trim, although I've pulled off a lot of root from around the edge. Obviously you don't want to destroy 30 years worth of work, so I'm just going to give it a trim all over and get rid of some bits that I don't like or growing in the wrong place. So let's move in so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. Okay, so we've got this strange branch that has grown from the centre and it's growing directly at the viewer, so I'm going to lose that, and there's another piece in there next to it, and a piece that's growing from the trunk straight up, which again is of no real purpose whatsoever. Of course the tree's all wobbly now. Another piece there that's growing straight down, that can go, as can that next to it. Another piece inside. So all I'm trying to do is just take off a little bit of the top growth just to balance out the tree's energy for the roots that I've taken away. But obviously if I take off all of the top growth, I've lost a lot of years' work and the tree has nothing to photosynthesize. So that wouldn't be good either. So just a little bit here and there, mounts up to quite a bit without without disrupting the tree entirely and without changing its appearance too much. This piece is growing too close and too parallel to the trunk, so we'll lose that. And these pieces that are growing downwards can go. And there's a piece there that's disguised itself as something else and snuck across, so we'll just shorten that off. And that I think will be sufficient. There's a piece crossing there. There's an odd piece sticking up in the middle of nowhere there. Yeah, so that's about it. That's all I'm going to do for this tree. Let's set it up for the spring now. Give it a water. Put it in the shade house to recover for the next few weeks where it won't get buffeted by the wind and the frost if we have any, or at least not too badly. It's not completely frost proof, but it keeps a degree or two off. Final 360. The Voyager blasts off, and that's it for this one. So it's the 28th of April, and the Voyager here is growing out really nicely and looking really healthy. Absolutely none the worse for its repot. Seems quite happy getting its roots out into this new medium, and yeah, hopefully it's just going to keep getting better. Thank you again for watching. It is much appreciated. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, everybody.